What's good, my man of society? It is your host with the most, Shadow Look, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Now, I got in sent the Nino America video he did about me today, right? Somebody had said that, hey, he dissed you, man. And I seen it, from the picture, right? Me wearing a pink sombrero. That's pretty cute. Now, I'm not going to get offended. Like I said, I know how to debate. I know how to, I'm not a child, right? So stuff like that is not going to irritate me, right? I came and, gave the individual respect, and I was not mad. He started off by saying, he got people big mad. I'm just simply, debating, giving my perspective, trying to, understand people's, overall perspectives from both sides, Democrat, Republicans, conservatives, liberals, all that, right? I always listen to both sides, even when it comes to the news, right? What the left wing news reports and what the right wing news reports, right? I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna pay attention to them because they're from this side and this side. Like I said, I belong to no political party. I think it caught him off guard, right, when I said that I'm not a fan of Gavin Newsom or Biden, because I'm not. I fucking hated Biden's administration. I hated Kamala, right? But I also feel the same about Donald Trump and his aside, right? I felt like both of those individuals are not capable for president, right? I felt like America deserves a better president than both of those, individuals, in my personal opinion. He can have his opinion. Like I said, I'm not knocking him for it, right? I always said if people voted for Trump, they're entitled to vote for Trump. They're entitled to like who they like, bro. And can nobody, when I come and I speak, I only give my opinions. I'm not here to try to, get people to see it from my perspective, merely just, shedding my opinions. Now, so I don't give my loyalty to no political party, right? I decide for what's best for America, in my personal opinion, right? What do I see as good for the people? Now, um, I am not defending illegals, right? I know that we can't have just open borders and allow everyone in because it will fuck up the economy. I am aware of that. You just cannot have open borders the way stuff is structured. And I believe people should be allowed to come here the right way and not the wrong way, right? So I am not defending, this and that. I'm saying that the Trump administration is going about it the wrong way. And I had stated Obama deported more people than any president out there. You know what I mean? More than any president. Donald Trump is not even close to reaching the numbers that Obama deported. Why wasn't it made a fiasco when Obama was doing it? Because he went about it the proper legal way and through the legal system. I'm not lying. You can go look it up. I only speak on proof and proof itself. I never come and make up shit and, go based off of, some rants. You get me? So you can look up the numbers. So I'm saying that this administration is going about it the wrong way. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that these agents shouldn't be allowed to do their jobs, and you know what I mean. But they are breaking the law the way they're going about it. Now you said so we should just wait to somebody attacks somebody in order for action to be taken place or actions to go in effect. But like I said, you don't know if individuals are this and that. And if we're somebody who's preaching about like religion, right? You say you're a Christian person, right? But judging people, hey, only God could judge them, right? We are not allowed to judge people, but like I said, that's what these individuals are doing, right? They're doing the judging. When it's like, well, how do you know? Just because of where they come from or their roots? Because people don't even know. I was born here. My family, my parents were born here, right? But when look at me, people would, automatically always assume that I don't speak English and that I'm not from this country. I get told that all the time. That go back to my country. Fuck, I was born here. I'm proud to be American, Mexican American, because Americans don't consider me American. So I'm Mexican American. That's why we say that, because Americans don't consider us American, bro. That's why these individuals say that they're Mexican American, because America don't see us. I get told that all the time. Trust me, bro. But even though I get hatred on and discriminated against and all this and that, I don't view America as bad people or bad individuals. Like I said, it would be reckless if I said that all these individuals are ignorant like that. Now you had asked, tell the truth. What do I think about the white man, or what do my people think about the white man? To be honest, I have nothing against white individuals. I'm being honest. Now, like I said, you may not believe me. I don't know what to tell you because I'm telling you the truth, right? But now you're gonna go ahead and assume that that I'm being dishonest for some strange reason. I'm not saying you in general, but I meaning people in general don't end up believing that. Now, what do my people think about the white man? I don't know. I haven't spoken to all my people. I don't, I can't speak in behalf of the those individuals, and I can't assume that they all hate the or a majority hate the white man because I don't know that to be facts. So why would I come and state that as facts or assuming those to be the facts? When people always say, "Hey, it's never good to assume," and you can't pass assumptions as facts, right or wrong. So that's why I don't speak in behalf of them, and I can't, go ahead and just based off of my, what I hear around me, because like I said, the world doesn't revolve around me or my bubble. You get what I mean? So it'd be reckless for me to do that. That's why I don't do that, and that's why I don't judge, a whole entire group. Now, the reason why, you had said you are, for, all illegals out of there, why do people assume that, we're talking about Mexico? Yeah, you're right there. I guess because the the thumbnail was a Mexican holding a Mexican flag, and how you mentioned Pedro. That's why I thought you were talking about Mexicans. Because I didn't hear about no other groups and stuff like that. So I just, assumed. So that was my mistake, right? Um, yes, but so um, about the whole illegals and everything, I understand that perspective, right? I'm saying that they should go about it the right way, right? So it's not defending illegals, and I understand where you stand, and when you said you don't you don't care about if Donald Trump broke the law, but that's who you picked, so you do get to pick and choose, what, and like I said, you can feel that way, right? And you can have those views. You're entitled to them, right? But then at the same time, when people now want to use that against others, right? Like all these people get to pick and choose, or they want to pick and choose. Like, well, people, like you said yourself, well, you get to pick and choose. So why are people now mad when they do it? You get what I mean? And when you were saying people keep bringing up the past and it happened in the past, when are people going to get over it? The same thing could be used when people bring up the whole Biden administration and Obama administration. Like, why do people keep talking about the past? And I'm one that agrees with you on that, right? I don't give a fuck about Biden and what he did and back then. I don't give a fuck about what Trump did and back then. This is about now and the future. Why does everyone always bring up the past? Exactly, including the right side, including those who defend Trump and always talking about Biden and bringing. And Trump does it all the time, but nobody tells Trump, "Hey, why you keep bringing up the past for? Hey, let it go already." Right? Yeah, exactly. People should let it go. Now, so it's the hypocrisy in it, right? In all of it, right? Like at the convenience, people then want to use it, right? But then they get mad when people use it on them. That's what I'm just saying, right? Like I said, that's why I guess it comes off weird because I'm not here. I'm not defending the left or the right. I'm not down with no side, right? Because I see the bullshit that both sides play. Because it's about what makes America great. It's about putting America first, not our political party, not our political views. This is not about who's better, Republican, the right or the left. This is about what's best for America. So our politics literally became a political power struggle. Who's better, left or right, and not giving a fuck about the people, and being bitter and willing to um, um, side with your political party, even though you know that it's probably not the best options, right? But because you feel loyal to your side, you're gonna go ahead and agree with it. Nah, I agree with America, not with Republican or Democrats, or conservatives or liberals. You know what I mean? I don't hold no political allegiance. My allegiance is to this country, not to the political power groups. You know what I mean? But they don't care. They only care what's best for their sides. Um, and that's all I'm merely, here to state. When I was talking about it, right? It's not. I'm not saying that I'm against ICE and the raids. I'm against of how they're going about it, the way they're going about it. And I'm not defending these protesters and the way that they go. And let's separate also. These protesters and these anarchists are two different groups, right? The anarchists take advantage of these political rallies, right, to now do whatever they want to do, right? But that doesn't mean that was what the political protest was about or their motive, right? These individuals just, inject. Same with the Republicans when they took Capitol Hill, right? Some individuals took it upon themselves to go and do chaos. It always happens, but that doesn't mean that that's what these protests were about, or these protesters were looking to do that. You get what I mean? And it happens everywhere, not just in America. And um, as for, I had seen that you were talking to some other individual, right? And you had said he was, talking about the Aztecs, and you were like, "Oh, well, I thought you guys were so powerful. It's a good riddance that they're not around no more." But why is that though? Like, why say those things, right? Like, why try to put down somebody's, ethnicity, their roots, where they come from, like those individuals, right? And every great empire has fallen. Ottoman, Roman. You know what I mean? Shit, America, as great as it is, what happened in Vietnam? You get what I'm saying? Like, but that doesn't, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, why would somebody now try to come and, I guess, diss somebody or put their heritage down though? Like, what do people get out of that though? Like, why talk, bad on their groups though? Like, it doesn't need to be that way. You can give the respects. It doesn't mean that you're putting their group ahead of your group or whatever, right? Like I said, I'm respectful to and come with respect because I know how to have conversations. I know that how to talk to people without having to put their heritage down or where they come from down, or try to say that mine's is better than yours, right? Because technically, no ethnicity is better than no ethnicity. No country is better than no other country. Meaning, when it comes to humanity, because we're all the same when it comes like that. Like, we all need food and water, right? There's really not that much difference between us as humans, right? And especially if we're talking about being religious, right? Because I'm assuming people know that God wants all his people to come together and not to be fighting and bickering and thinking that one's better than than the other. You get what I mean? But that's all I'm just saying. Like, you know, it's just that, I see that people take jabs, right? And I just looking to understand people's, opinions and perspectives, right? It's not that I'm mad or you know what I mean, or dissing them. Merely just debating and having conversations. That's it. But that's just my opinion and my side. What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. Chat. We